What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, I'm going to share with you a quick how to get started guide for Celestia to make sure that you're going to maximize all of the airdrops that are coming our way. And I'm going to show it to you from the perspective of somebody who's just getting started. So I'll walk through every single step. Just remember, as with everything else, this is not financial advice. And also, after everything, if you're still like, hey, I need some extra support, coaching, and guidance, we have the Web3 Secret Society. You can join that in the YouTube membership right below. Now, Celestia is the first modular blockchain network, and many of you probably heard about it the first time you got an airdrop, if you were around in the last year. And it was a nice surprise because most people didn't claim it. You know, I'm guilty of that. I really punted on that one, and the token has really appreciated. In the last year, it's gone up somewhat significantly, going all the way from like a couple bucks all the way up to like almost 20. And now it's sitting at around $17 with the latest correction. I know many of you don't like sort of the preamble. So that's pretty much all of that. Now, if you haven't already and you're new, make sure you watch my complete Cosmos Atom airdrop guide, all steps shown. It'll show you the first part of this walkthrough, which is how to set up your Kepler wallet, how to get Atom on chain. That is so significant. And now I'm going to assume that that's where you're starting from. So we go back to our exchange, and most exchanges, they're not going to be selling sort of all the ecosystem tokens. I think this exchange I'm using here, BitBuy, it does sell Injective, but it does not sell Celestia. So the way to do this is to buy Atom, which is Cosmos, and by buying this on the exchange, I then withdraw this to my wallet. So then you click on the withdraw feature, and you put in the amount, you put your wallet address in. If you're not sure, all you gotta do is click on your Kepler wallet, and then you click on copy address. You know what? I'm going to do this live and show you guys right now. You see that little thing right here that says copy address, and you just press this little box and it will save that. That gets you your wallet address. You then hit continue. Remember, no need for a memo if you are not sending it to an exchange. If you're sending to your own wallet, a hot wallet, a cold storage wallet, whatever, no memo ID needed, just so you guys know. If you are sending to an exchange though, most of them will have a memo ID that you have to do. It's part of their way to track all of that stuff. So now once you're done all that, you'll get the notification your withdrawal was submitted. Depending on your exchange, Crypto.com takes a few minutes. BitBuy takes maybe 30 seconds. Although one time I had to wait 4 hours. It's really dependent. Most of them are really, really fast. But just keep that in mind. That's why I did this step ahead of time. I didn't want you guys sort of waiting as I'm making this video, because I don't plan on editing this. So then we go back to our Kepler dashboard like I showed you in the previous video. We then, under search chains, we type in Celestia. And what happens here is, so just imagine there's no amount, right? Because I just made this exchange. You will find the Celestia token on the left. You click on the star so that it adds it to your favorites, and now you can go to it whenever you want. Now, the next step is to actually open up your wallet. So click on that Kepler icon on the top of your screen. Go to this little arrow feature, the left and right. By doing that, it allows you to swap tokens within the wallet. So I'm going to swap the 26 Atom that I just sent the wallet to TIA. So I select this little icon here. I scroll down. I found TIA, and it will automatically calculate how much Celestia I'm going to get. You see the transaction fee is 0.003. You hit the next button, and you'll get this sort of pop-up. So it's going to send 26 Atom, and it is going through Osmosis. So Osmosis is like the DEX of IBC. It's Osmosis zone. So typically, you might get some errors sometimes. So when you do that, you'll have to go through the Osmosis zone yourself. Don't worry, that's more of a troubleshooting thing. And as I make the other videos in this series, you'll have a more complete guide. But this is basically step 2. Once you do this, you hit approve, and it's basically going to go into the swap. So you see here from Atom to Osmosis, or Atom to Osmo to Celestia. That's the route it's taking. It takes about 2 minutes. Once it's done, you can see here I've received 14.54 TIA, and that's sort of what we see when we sort of refresh this page. I should have that there. So 14.5 for Celestia. Now, as with the Atom video, it's so important to get the majority of your airdrops to be staking with validators. So let's go to our handy cheat sheet, and the overall goal here is to get up to 50 Celestia tokens. People will be asking me in the comments below, hey, can I do like 5? Sure. Can you do 10? Sure. The more the better, because you qualify for more airdrops. We saw with Dimension that even one Celestia token qualified you for 205 tokens, Dimension tokens. What we have seen here, and I'm going to bring this up on screen. This is a very unique thing that almost forgot to talk about it. But basically, Rect Gems had this really nice tweet. What we can see here is the number increased in number of TIA staking wallets has gone up significantly, right? It's gone up 3x. So it's gone up 3x from 117,000 to 334,000, probably because of the Dimension token. People are starting to realize that. Well, the total number of TIA staked is only up 2.3%, which means that most of these wallets are probably like people trying to farm airdrops at a discounted price, hoping that there'll be more protocols like Dimension that sort of give you a ton of value for so little. So it is likely that future airdrops for Celestia, because of these individuals, it's going to raise the minimum requirement. We don't know to what, but just keep in mind, one is not enough most likely, but one is better than none. So my thing here is, guys, my prediction is we're going to end this cycle around 50 Celestia tokens as, what should make you somewhat comfortable that you'll qualify for all airdrops. At the same time, I would try to add to your Celestia validation by, maybe like 1 token every like month, 2 months, whatever you can afford. And the reason for that is we saw this happen with Saga and the Atom token. What they did was they didn't want people just leaving it staked and walking away. They want people who are continuously adding to the ecosystem. And I think that this might be something that's adopted, not just in Cosmos protocols, but pretty much everything else. Now, going back to the validators, our only rule here is outside top 20 and no centralized exchanges. And the reason for this is the centralized exchange validators tend to be disqualified, and outside top 20, sometimes they're not disqualified. Most of the time they're not disqualified, but sometimes you get an extra bonus for this decentralization factor. So we're all about the gain, so we're going to make sure we do that. So when we go to search validator, what we can do here is stake Cedo is a really good one. So we'll go here, stake Cedo. We'll type it in. I hope you can see this. I'll click on this. I'll hit stake. And I'm only going to stake 2 for now, and I'm going to explain why later. So I'm going to stake 2. It asked me to confirm. And remember, every time you do an interaction within the network, you'll have to have the token of that network. So it needed like 0.004 TIA as gas. So we've done that, and I have now staked 2 Celestia token with stake Cedo. Remember, you want to get to around 50. 10 might be good for now. 15 might be better, obviously. I'm showing you this because I want to go through some of the other things that I think are important, and I want to have sort of enough room to play as well. I'm just showing you how to do this. This is really like a dummy wallet for me. The moment this video is over, I'm going to unstake, so I didn't want to have all this token sitting there. And now what you want to do, now that let's say you've gotten all the token stake you wanted to, you click on governance and you look for proposals. Now Celestia hasn't had any proposals yet, but continuously check this, because it's not enough to just stake. You want to be in here and voting on all proposals. And just like with Adam, it's okay whether like even if you don't agree with the proposal, you don't have to vote yes, you don't have to vote no, you can abstain. The only wrong thing you can do is not taking an action. So click on one of the 4 buttons. If you're not sure what you're doing, just click abstain, because you don't want to affect the protocol negatively if you don't really understand what they're proposing. Okay, so that's really the first step, and we are good for now. Don't forget, the other thing is, the beauty about this network is you also get an APR of 16% for staking your Celestia, and you can claim it like every day if you want to, so you can recompound it. I'm going to make a video showing you how you can get a service that does this for you in the future. So the next big thing, so like let's say you've gotten your Celestia token staked, you're doing the governance. It's really around interacting with Milky Way, which is like their liquid staking protocol for Celestia. So there are a ton of ways you can earn extra rewards. What I will say here is, don't just rush in and try to cover all your bases, because what a lot of influencers won't tell you is some of them are already packed up. The easiest one to get into is the osmosis pool. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, and then I'll show you the others. Unfortunately, they're full right now, but I'm going to show you how you can be the first one to jump in when they're not. So we click on stake now. It opens up the next page, and you see before I zoom in, on the top right there's a connect wallet. You click connect wallet, you click Kepler, it'll ask for approvals, and now you see here it's looking at the, I'm trying to zoom in. Why am I, okay, there we go. The Apple mouse wasn't being so friendly there. So I had staked 2 of the 14-ish of TIA. So I have 12 left in the account. I'm now going to stake 4. Let's just say we do 4 stake. And what that does is it's going to ask for approval, which it did on the side. And it's going to give me 4 milk TIA. Now, what people don't, or maybe there's a misunderstanding. Once you have milk TIA, this is the important piece, right? So you got milk TIA. If you want to like withdraw that, you can click the withdraw button, and you are able to, once I refresh this, you should be able to withdraw that milk TIA very soon. Let's just see if this is right. Yeah. Oh, it's still working. Sorry. So what happens is, swap your milk TIA tokens for whatever, so you can do that. Once you've gotten your milk TIA, you can withdraw this immediately by taking a price impact, or you can wait the 21 to 24 days. Now, we are going to go to Osmosis Zone, and Osmosis Zone has a pool which you can enter. But the first thing I'd recommend is clicking back on your Kepler wallet, going back to that swap feature, and then this time swapping some Atom for some Osmo token. 1.2 Osmosis should be enough, so I'm going to swap 0.2 Atom, and I'll hit the next button, and this will get me 1.216 whatever Osmo. So the next step is to actually go to the Osmosis Zone. So to do that, I'm just going to open up the page so you see it how you would. You click on Osmosis Zone, and remember, links to everything will be in the description. You click on Launch App, which is on the top right of the screen. And by clicking on Launch App, you get to this, okay? All the way on the left. Now I'm going to zoom in and move to the left. You can see here pools. You click pools. And now you're looking for pools. So you type in MTIA, and you just wait for this to load, if it loads. Whenever I shoot a video, things always are laggy. So now I'm going to do this again. I'll just type in TIA, and you see here, milk TIA is right here. Okay. So now that you got milk TIA here, you can go and create a position. I always do manual. You click next, and you see it tells me how much milk TIA I have and how much TIA I have. Now, one of the things you'll notice is, well, I got 0 TIA. and I got 3.9 for milk Tia. So what I'll do is I will X out of this, go to assets on the top left. So I'm going to do this here. And now I'll go to deposit Tia right here, click deposit. I'm going to deposit 8 tokens. And it's going to ask for my approval. I will do that. And we'll just wait a few seconds and then we'll try this again. And this is exactly why I wanted to sort of have those kind of weird numbers for you guys, because there are some ratios that you don't need to know as well, because you can fiddle around with it. But now let's go back and we'll type in Tia and it's pool 1335, right? Milk Tia. We can create a position now again. We click manual, and now I got 8 Tia and 3.9 milk Tia. So if I put 3, let's put 3.5, 3.3 milk Tia, and it makes the equivalent 3 to 7 ratio. We hit add liquidity. It's going to ask for the approval. The approval will need osmosis tokens, so that's why we got some osmosis tokens right away. And now I have this pool ready with milk Tia and Tia. And by doing this, I'm going to earn rewards. People say, oh my God, impermanent loss. Well, milk Tia and Tia are basically equivalent because you can exchange one for the other. They are basically a form of liquid staking, as I showed you earlier. You can also, if you ever wanted, click on swap on the top left, and you can actually swap Tia for milk Tia. So let's say I wanted to swap like 0.1 Tia for milk Tia, I would get that right away. And I could do the same thing here. So I could swap milk Tia for Tia and, probably pay a little cheaper of a price by doing this here. So there is liquidity to make that swap. Now, that was the first thing. If you just did that, you'd be fine. Now, this gets you potentially like some additional bonus with milk Tia and sort of using it in the pools. But just remember one thing. These things are not cumulative. So like I'm going to show you 2 more protocols. Like, yes, there may be an additional bonus because you did those things, but very likely it's likely going to be based on volume of liquidity provided with milk Tia. So we're going to go through Quasar Finance. Quasar Finance is like a sort of lending vault website. You click launch app and you see the vaults. Now you see the milk Tia Dynamic S. It's already over the capacity, which means you are unable to deposit. If you watch some other YouTube videos or go on crypto Twitter, people will be like, oh my God, yeah, Quasar Finance, do this, do this, do this, do this. They don't even know the reality of what's going on. And I'll be honest with you guys, a lot of crypto Twitter is copy and paste, or they call it copy pasta, because people don't actually do their own research. They just copy and paste what they see one person post like maybe a month ago and go, wow, they got a ton of engagement. I'm going to do the same thing. So you've really got to trust your sources. And one of the things you don't want to do is get all this stuff ready to put it in other places and then find out that their caps are gone, because then you just wasted a bunch of time. So you click here, you click view vault, like you're unable to put it in right now. So I'm telling you, if you were able to, it would be fantastic. But because you're unable to, you have to wait. And the best way to know is to actually follow them on Twitter. On Twitter, Quasar Finance will let you know when they have either expanded their deposit cap or whatever on milk Tia. Even if you can't get on it, so be it. The goal here was to sort of 2-for-1 your airdrop by getting potential Quasar Finance airdrop on top of milk Tia. Now, the other exchange, and this one is a lot more complicated, is the Demex exchange. And the Demex exchange, you have to connect your network and everything, and you have to literally down here you can see milk Tia is also above capacity or at capacity. And what you typically want to do in these protocols is you want to deposit your milk Tia here, you want to lend it out, and then you want to borrow against it, because then you're going to earn a ton of transaction volume, and it's for a period of length of time. So by doing that, you maximize your returns. You're not really looking for the APR here because the APY is terrible. Like you see, it's like 0.02, but they have like what's it called? What did I just do? Oh, here. You can see here like it's plus 3.96. I don't know why I just did that again. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to do that. It's basically plus 3.96, letting this asset get you some additional rewards. And the goal here is to get the airdrop. Remember, we are looking for the milk airdrop. Just like, I know it sucks that we can't get in here, but just doing the sort of thing here where we're staking with Milk Tia on Milky Way Zone, and putting it in the pools, that should be sufficient enough. This gets you like your kind of exposure. Of course, you can get some additional exposure with Quasar Finance, which is full. Dem Exchange, which is also full. And remember, follow Dem Exchange as well on Twitter, because they will let you know if there's a sort of supply increase. So you want to be able to know that as soon as possible. Make sure you turn those notifications on. You have to like click this and okay, whatever. You just make sure the bell icon is on, and that way every time they post, it'll come at the top of your feed, because these things, once it comes out, it'll get filled fast. And a lot of people don't share this information. They'll make sure their people are all in, and then they'll post it on Twitter like 3 hours later, goes, guys, you should have joined. It would have been fantastic. People in crypto are not looking out for you. That's just a reality. That's why you've got to find channels and people that you can trust. It's so important, because most people, and you probably saw that with how a lot of other protocols have gone, they're looking out for themselves, number one, which I'm not saying they shouldn't, but at the same time, they're not as honest about what they're doing. A lot of people are referral farming, and they just don't care, and they're just copying and pasting the same tired old threads. Let's just be honest here. So if you want to get rid of all that noise and you want the support, you want the white glove service, we actually have a private group. I'm telling you guys, like, the membership is sort of growing slowly, but I it's very personalized coaching support. We got like AMAs every week, once a month, but once we get like bigger membership, maybe I'll do them more frequently. But you people have private rooms to ask their own questions, and we're making sure everybody's going to score in the bull market. But either way, that's one thing. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Please share this with somebody that if you found value and you think they could find value as well. Please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us grow. It really helps me, keep being motivated to pump out more content for you guys. I just locked up a couple $100 there for you guys just to make this video, just to show you this process. So I hope it helped. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.